Welcome back. Now, Derek is in the lap of luxury this morning, exploring Russborough House in Wicklow. He wasn't allowed in last time. We believe that he is inside now. How are you getting on, Derek? Oh.
Yes, Muireann, you're going to love what we have for you here this morning. Welcome down to Russborough House in West Wicklow. Tour guide Joan Griffith is with us now. Joan, this is stunning, isn't it?
It certainly is. And Derek, it's lovely to have you down here. You're very welcome to Russborough.
And we brought the good weather as well.
You did, thank you very much.
Now, tell us about the exterior of the home before we get into the interior.
Well, Russborough was built around 1742 by Joseph Leeson. He was the son of a wealthy brewer and property speculator in Dublin, and the family were quite well known. Leeson Street and Leeson Park in Dublin were named after them.
Yes. The architect as well. Who was the architect? A very famous architect.
He was indeed German-born Richard Castle. He promoted the Palladian style of architecture in 18th century Ireland, designing Carton House, Westport House and Powers Court.
And even Leinster House as well.
Leinster House as well. Oh, the list is endless.
Yeah.
But Russborough was considered to be his finest achievement, and it was his last because he died before the house was finished.
Let's talk about the room we're in at the moment, the tapestries there, Joan.
These tapestries, late Louis XIV tapestries showing gardens of Palladian villas, and they're most appropriate because, of course, Russborough is in the Palladian style.
Also that beautiful fireplace.
The fireplace is Italian marble with a representation of Bacchus and the vine.
And I believe that set on the table there in front of us, gorgeous Waterford crystal.
Yes, 19th century Waterford crystal. Very nice.
Now, moving into the reception room here, tell us about that painting.
Well, this prominent painting, one of Sir Alfred's favourites, it is by Jean-Baptiste Oudry, painted in 1745. Oudry was court painter to Louis XV, and he was considered one of the greatest animal painters of the 18th century.
We've got a gorgeous fireplace there as well.
Yes, that is the famous Kilkenny black marble, of course, very much a favourite of the architect Richard Castle.
And the cats got to put their stamp here on the house. This is a stunning table. Tell us about the design
here. This is
here.
one of the few pieces of Milltown furniture still in the house. It is original to the house, commissioned by the first Earl on one of his grand tours. It's dated 1750 and it's from Vallombrosa near Florence.
I suppose priceless.
Oh yes, you couldn't put a price on that.
Next month's salary. And finally, we're walking into our third and final room, I suppose, and this is one of my favourite rooms in the house, recently restored.
Most very definitely, after years of research and months of careful decoration by our wonderful restoration artist Teresa Cudahy. All of this is as it was in the Milltown's time.
These are Vernet paintings.
They are indeed, yes. And they were made, the cartouches were made especially to surround them. The Vernet paintings were commissioned by the first Earl of Milltown.
Let's talk about those cartouches because they were originally, they were originally gold, then white, and they've been very, very carefully restored, haven't they?
They have. This gold is not gold paint. It is the highest quality gold leaf. Over 3,600 sheets had to be carefully applied, and it is an incredible job.
Now, this clock here, just to our right, tell us about this clock.
This is a Louis XVI serpent clock, which still works, actually. The serpent's head tells the time, but it doesn't move. The figures above the head rotate. The large white squares give the hour and the smaller squares.
And it's still working, you just have to wind it up. Isn't that incredible, isn't it?
Amazing clock.
Before we let you go, our final piece here, Joan, tell us about this piece of furniture.
Well, this is a Victorian tilt-top table. The top is papier-mâché inlaid with mother of pearl, and the Victorian ladies would sit in front of these to protect their faces from the heat of the fire, so their beeswax makeup wouldn't melt. It was a disaster if it got too hot.
Oh, okay.
And two expressions came out of that. Saving face is one, and mind your beeswax is the other.
Isn't that incredible, isn't it? And all started from there. Orla, there's so much going on here in Russborough House and Parklands, isn't there?
There really is, Derek. Yeah, you'll have seen this morning we've over 200 acres of parkland here as well, which is just fantastic, filled with trails and walks. And just at the moment we have a beautiful woodland walk filled with stunning rhododendrons. They're just coming into bloom now at the moment.
A great time of the year here, as spring begins to pop as well, which is great. You have the maze here for the kids, a little fairy trail too.
We do. We have a 2-kilometre beach hedge maze, which is great fun. You hope you don't get lost. We have a National Bird of Prey centre here. We have a fabulous playground. We have an activity forest park. So there's plenty going on.
Lots going on here over the next couple of weeks too.
There is, coming up on the 7th of May, we have our garden show, and we have a great lineup of speakers for that, including Dermot Gavin and Tina Claffey, who's a multi-award winning nature photographer. It'll be filled with an artisan food market, plenty to do for the kids. We'll have music, so it's a really great day out.
One of my favourite, Kaleidoscope.
I know, Kaleidoscope is happening at the end of June. An amazing headline acts this year. We have Fun Loving Criminals, Bewitched, we have Gavin James, and of course we have Niall Rogers and Chic.
I'm going to get my double denim on for that. Anyway, Russborough.ie is where you find them online through their socials as well. But for now, guys, back in studio, I believe breakfast is set. We'll catch you later on.
There you go. Posh breakfast.
Fancy.
Fancy posh breakfast this morning. Sit down there now and enjoy. Oh, we should send some
nice
crumpets
crumpets.
around.
Crumpets, there we go.
Crumpets.
We'll have
Crumpets. Well, you would have crumpets,
Catherine
wouldn't
Lane
you?
would fit in very nicely
Yes.
down
In Russborough House.
She
She
sure would.
Serving the crumpets or easing them?
Catherine,
Mind your
I don't know why you put up with
beeswax, Tommy
them.
and Alan. There you go.